Today on our show, man,
Shit gets strange with Doctor Strange.
and Deadpool goes right up Main Street. All that plus a lot more. Fat Man on Batman's about to begin. Welcome to Fat Man on Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
Marc Bernardin.
I don't know what happened to our graphic.
I don't know.
We're just words now. We used to have a cool cartoon. We just
It's all right, we blocked it out.
now it's just all words and shit.
I know. Well,
all-
you know, words are not bad.
Couldn't afford the cartoon.
I like the yellow.
Did DC call? Was that it? They were like, you can't use Batman in the logo.
The horns are bad.
Welcome to the plane. This is like the version of Cheerios that my mom used to buy at Food Town, Toasted Oats. You tune in for Fat Man on Batman and you got generic.
These are like the
Fat Man on
throwback
Batman.
jerseys of logos.
I don't know what happened, kids. So, I guess we're not pulling in the numbers because now we get this is graphic. Don't fucking matter. It's not what you see behind us. It's what's going to happen right here on the mic, man. I'm sufficiently baked. He's sufficiently smart. We're ready to fucking start this. Go right up Main Street, the new phrase we all learned from the Deadpool trailer.
Ryan Reynolds.
Of geekdom and comic news and all that stuff, man. Me and Marc are about to make it happen. Before we do anything else, come on.
What is
on.
this? Not the Gervais.
This is, yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool too, but
Ooh,
come on.
Golden
Because
Globes.
he gets shitty when he hosts. Like, sometimes he gets mean, so that's worth watching. But come on, look at that. Look at that.
Runes, bitch.
We were just talking about this a couple episodes ago. What does it look like? The drawing. Now we see what it looks like, man.
So good.
Doctor Strange, Dr. VO5. Do you see every hair follicle of Benedict Cumberbatch is accounted for, ladies and gentlemen? Look at it.
Benedict,
Count them.
You
Count
cannot
the
move from
follicles.
the chair, Benedict. This hair number 523 is out of place.
You want to find your zen, your piece of place, your place of peace, whatever.
Ooh.
Count every fucking single strand of hair on Benedict Cumberbatch's hair in this head, in these pictures. It's crazy.
It
It's
is
art
so
directed
magic.
within an inch of its life. He also does magic hands.
I know.
But most of us, like, if I do magic hands, unless somebody's like, I'm gonna put a dick in it later on and fucking put it to his face, it looks weird. He did magic hands, and he did this shit, like
I know,
fucking. He did magic hands, yeah, but like it was almost like it starts here, but using this hand as a channel instrument, like zap, and then they put lightning bolts into his fucking hands and shit.
'Cause why wouldn't you?
Come on, that's magic. We've been promised the most psychedelic fucking Marvel film we've ever seen
There's
to date,
actual
ladies
magic,
and gentlemen.
dude.
They're quotes.
Actual fucking magic.
Let's talk about this. Let's go to a single.
All right.
Let's talk about this is big news. This is these gestures, says Benedict Cumberbatch in the actual article, says these gestures are a way of creating the magic. It's a beautiful thing. It's balletic. It's very dynamic. And once the boys in the back room get to work on it, there's going to be some crazy shit going on.
The boys in the back room.
You know what that means.
Well, all right. There's crazy shit going on.
No doubt. Boys in the back room means that this dude's like smart enough. He's like, look, kids, I'm going to be doing this, but they're going to be making the magic.
There's 9,000 people in tiny little black boxes making things go wee.
You ain't kidding. You know everything you love about Iron Man that's not Robert Downey Jr.? Those cats are going to put that shit in my hands, the hands of Cumberbatch.
You know that the 12 minutes you've got to sit through before you get to the post-credit tag? Those guys.
Yeah, that's going to be nuts. This movie, I'm telling you, man, the director is good old Scott Derrickson. I had him on an episode of Smoothie Makers at once. You can go listen to it on Smodcast.com. What a great guy, great interview. But he was talking about this then.
Really?
Yeah. And he's got some vision for it, man. But it's look, whether Scott's got vision on, I believe he does because I talked to the man. Kevin Feige is gonna beat vision into him because he's got a vision for this movie. It's crazy. He says, when this comic appeared in the early 60s, Kevin Feige says, it really informed in a way that is pretty amazing a lot of the psychedelic 60s as we know it. Did you think that's...
Well,
Free Love began with Dr. Stephen Strange?
I thought they were just smoking a lot in the Marvel offices.
Think so, for that point?
Stan Lee.
Do you
Happy
think so?
birthday, Stan Lee.
Do you that's
Today's
true.
his birthday. Well, it's after, but yes.
Well, it's true. We were shooting it on his birthday. Happy birthday, Stan.
I know.
90-fucking-3 years old.
Holy shit.
Creator is relevant. Creator of Doctor Strange.
Yes,
Him
architect
and-
of modern mythology.
Him and who else has worked on Doctor Strange?
Ditko?
Ditko, is it Ditko? Wow, Spider-Man. The Spider-Man team.
Those guys, man.
Did they ever do anything else together or just Spider-Man and Strange?
Or didn't, who was, no, Kirby was Cap. but then
That's crazy.
Captain Fantastic Four.
yeah.
This is like that. We all went hushed. We were like,
Stan.
"Oh my god, this is like maybe the only property other than fucking Spider-Man, and maybe romance comics or whatever the fuck, or funny animal comics, that those two worked on that is now a viable film property." I've talked about like the 70s TV movie. And I've seen a few people on Twitter who are like, I didn't know that existed. Now I looked it up because you said that, and holy the fuck. It's pretty, well, yeah, it's pretty, look, it's all we had, kids.
It's no Dolph Lundgren Punisher, but...
You know what it's, oh my God. At least they had the little skull on the knife. You know what it's like? It's like, it's akin to a hand job when you've gone the distance and done it all. And then you look back at it and you're like, well, who would waste their time or blah, blah, blah. It's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone. The TV movie Doctor Strange is a stepping stone to the cinematic one. It just took 30 fucking years to get there.
The stepping stone handy.
There it is.
Nice.
Well, eloquently put.
Thanks. My mother will be so proud.
He says, Kevin Feige continues, I don't know if they were doing anything weird in the bullpen and Marvel, but certainly the stuff they were doing inspired all those people who were doing mind expansion experiments at the time. So that's inherent to the property, and that's our mission statement for the visual effects on this movie.
I like that Kevin Feige is like, oh, remember all those Astral Warriors from the 60s? It's our fault.
It's kind of crazy. Like, he's taking credit for the 60s. I mean, look, I know Marvel can do anything, but rewrite history? This will be an interesting one to see.
I blame Puff the Magic Dragon more than I blame Doctor Strange for the
I blame
psychedelic.
weed, LSD, Timothy Leary, a bunch of things.
the
Actually,
actual
probably
chemicals?
this predates. When was their creation? What year did they pop up?
64?
You may have a point, man.
Well.
It might have all been Mad Men right up until Doctor Strange. And then people start sucking
dudes
dick
in
and
suits.
smoking weed. Sometimes simultaneously.
Ooh. I
Things got quiet.
know how that works.
People got real quiet. They're like, ew.
Through my eyeballs?
There's no place for this dirtiness here. This happens, a visual sequence we saw a picture of. That was from when Doctor Strange very first meets the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, man. There it is. It's going to be cosmic. It's going to be trippy. It's going to be like an album cover.
It's going to be like spending 2 hours in a black light painting.
Eloquently. Insanely eloquently put, man. Mads Mikkelsen role is the main villain.
Because that dude's never going to be a hero again.
You think so?
Well, I mean, he's going to be like...
Maybe in a Darth Vader way.
He's
like,
like-
I've been redeemed.
He's like
as
the
he
guy who
dies.
played James Gum. Like, that dude was never going to be like the principal of the school anymore.
Oh, wait, is she a great big fat person?
Put
Like,
your
you
books in
can't
the
talk about the
basket.
students that way as the principal of the school.
Put the fucking books in the library.
On the name of the villain. I've seen lots of names thrown around. Says executive producer Steven Broussard, I think. No one has quite picked the name that we've chosen for him. It would be fun to conceal that if we can.
I have a guess.
Go.
Phil.
Phil? Phil McCracken? The Irish villain from space?
My name
who
is
likes to wedge
Phil.
them? I'm
Jimmy.
going with Dormammu.
You think so?
Come on, dude. He's fucking with us, and he's telling us it's Dormammu.
I think he's just a guy.
I'm gonna insist it's Dormammu. And when it's not Dormammu, disappointment. Disappointment and outrage. I'm gonna be like those people going
Son
after
of a bitch.
Force Awakens because why I don't know.
Because
Kids.
things, whatever.
Kids, some shit is just to be hugged and loved
Just
like a
have a good
puppy.
time. Just
That's
have
it.
a good time.
Oh my God,
Listen.
it's a world of puppies
From
now.
you to me. Have a good time.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's coming from fucking Marc Bernardin, kids.
All vodka.
Straight up, have a good time. I am. Is this shit over?
What? Glug.
Rachel McAdams
Is in this movie?
And that's all we really know. We don't know.
She's playing a lady person.
She's playing a lady.
For sure.
She could play a man because she's that
Then
good.
again, Tilda Swinton is playing.
That role's already
We're
been
not
filled.
sure.
Maybe this movie's a whole movie full of like, these women are such good actresses. They're all playing men. It's like a reverse Shakespeare shit.
Sex blind casting.
So you did say sex blind.
I did say sex blind.
Oh, that's hot.
I know. It's
You know how
fine.
you go sex blind too much.
Too much gracious handies?
Too much of that. Stepping stone handies. We don't know who she's going to play, but she's not playing someone super.
No.
Not yet.
No, apparently she's sort of Doctor Strange's contemporary in the modern New York world, before and after he goes on this crazy
She's going to be
journey.
from the medical world.
Probably.
If he's a doctor, she got to be a nurse. And if she's a nurse,
She could be...
a night nurse.
There's more than one, right?
There's 3 night nurses, I believe. There's the one, Claire, then there's 2 others. Claire is the one we all know from Rosario on the Netflix Marvel TV shows. So she might be playing another one. And of course, like, it's got to be. You could be fucking horseshit if only one nurse treated every goddamn Marvel hero. You know what I'm saying? Like, got to be a couple here people stumbling in operating theaters like, Christ, I'm dying.
Do they ever team up?
The night nurses?
Yes, because I would watch the fuck out of, like, Russ Meyer Presents the Night Nurses. I mean, that's just me.
Like, holy heaven. Rachel McAdams, Rosario Dawson, and who'll be the third one?
I don't know. What's Eliza up to?
Eliza Dushku. They've saved heroes, but they've saved the best for last.
Faster, pussycat, heal, heal. I would watch this shit out of it.
Yeah, man. Total. Or I would literally just watch, even if they did, like, you can't, I don't know, you could definitely do a series on it, but do a feature every once in a while where they just hang out like Sex and the City style, and they all tell fucking operating room stories. Like, did you ever see The Punisher's dick?
God.
Shit like that.
It's like cauliflower.
She could be a Miranda. There could be a Miranda, Samantha type and stuff.
I like
Something
this.
for my mom. You know, something my mom could grab onto.
Where they just talk about superheroes and never see them. That guy's an ass.
And they talk about them in relatable ways. Right. Where my mom was like, your dad's dick was giant too. And I'm like, Ma.
Have you ever had a blind lover?
She's like, me and your father did some of that blind casting. Sex blind casting. All right, we don't know who Rachel McAdams is going to play, but don't fucking matter, man. This movie's happening. It's happening for real. People have been telling me to get closer to the mic. I can't get closer to the mic than this.
This, closer.
Unless I go like, no, every time I move it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a Jesus picture. Its eyes just go like this anytime I try to get away. Okay. I can't wait. Holy shit.
And only a year from now.
Is that it?
Yeah, like next December. Thanks, EW.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Good enough, man. Look, there's some shit to do before then.
I guess.
And I'll be doing it, but I'll be there with fucking bells on for this.
Only 378 more days until Doctor Strange.
Is there a Star Wars movie between now and then? There's a Batman v Superman. There's Civil War. There's some shit.
Rogue One is like 2 weeks before Doctor Strange.
Really?
Yeah.
Bitching about.
Nothing. I love it all. I love it all.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, kids. Shit, I remember the day they announced J.J. Abrams as the director of Star Trek.
And then Star Wars.
Well, I mean, and now he made Star Wars. It still worked.
He's just moving right through the stars.
That's true. What's
Star
left?
Search?
Star Search, the movie? He's like, oh my God, watch them win. We all win when they win. You know what I like about his characters? Because I went and saw that a third time. I went and saw Force Awakens third time. So positive.
You are.
One of the characters in the movie. One moment, very throwaway, but it's such a J.J. Abrams kind of thing, where Finn's like, they're both in the Millennium Falcon, Finn and Daisy, and Finn's like, I could do this. I could do this. And then you cut up to her in the cockpit. She's like, I could do this. I could do this. They would never do that in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like Lucas would never say, I can do this. It's very powerful and empowering.
Faster and more intense.
But sometimes that's the secret to positivity or to success, they say, is like some people have to say shit out loud. Saying it out loud reinforces it.
Will to power.
Yeah, will to power. Say it again. Give it a single.
Will to power.
I said a single. Give him his own single for that. It's important.
Which will be my superhero name. Will to power. Max Power.
Max Power or Will to Power?
I like
Mads Power, like Mads Mikkelsen?
Ooh, I was going
If you take that name, you'll
Mads
only play
Power.
bad guys. You'll never play high school principal.
Mads Max.
Mads Max.
It's his dog. It's his dog.
I've been waiting my whole life to play this role. I can't wait for this flick. Meanwhile, in Entertainment Weekly as well,
Yeah, baby.
you dig deep enough, you'll find more gold. Look at this. No, you were right the first time. Single. Yeah, look at this shit.
Ooh.
That right there, over there, ladies and gentlemen, that
shit.
middle finger, that's to you. That's John Barenthal in your first look at the Punisher.
Frank Castiglione.
There he is. There's the Punisher. He's talking to Daredevil. He's got him tied up, man. This looks like the fucking comics, except he doesn't have a skull on his shirt yet. But
Not yet.
it's Daredevil, so they'll take a whole season to get it on his chest. And when it happens, you'll be like, oh, I actually like the old outfit better.
It's just black with a jacket and a wrench. I like this version.
I love this fucking show. I could tease it, but I fucking love it. But I couldn't believe when they showed me the black costume first. I was like, man, fucking a whole series of this, and then
That's what you want.
oh, it was crazy. Well, it's just the character drama is so fucking good. They know what they're doing over there, Mark.
They know what we
On
want.
Marvel Television, and according to this, they really know what they're doing. They show a picture on the next page. Yeah, that's the kind of internet show this is, where we read magazines.
Remember those kids?
It's like a Canadian morning show. Good morning, Alberta. Look what I read in OK today. There. I looked away as if I'm like shameful. There. That in the corner. Well, that's
corner.
how you get Entertainment Weekly, kids.
Yes.
And
Through the
get it, because
mail.
fuck, they got good stuff.
Remember the mail?
Look at this right there. That's my name is Electra Nachos. And I think that's what, the second time we've ever had an Electra?
I think so.
Well, Jennifer Garner was the 1st one. This lady looks, I don't know if she is Greek, but she certainly looks more Greek.
Her name is Elodie Young.
First name?
Elodie, Elodie, last name Yunga. So I think she's somewhat biracial.
In the neighborhood?
Enough to get you to swarthy.
Come on, dude. We're going to see fucking Elektra in this show. And Frank Castle as the Punisher. Who knows what else, man? God damn it.
Forget it.
The new Entertainment Weekly is, I know a lot of kids are like, fuck you, I'll read it online. Go buy the paper edition because you want that. You're going to want to save that. And look, this is like fucking spank material right there. Not her. The fucking fact that there's Matt Murdock and Karen Page playing. They're getting friendlier, kids.
I know.
And they're getting friendlier. You know what happened to Karen Page in the comics? I don't want to tell you. Some fat asshole. Spoilers, killed her off.
Yeah, but, they've got hands and balls, so everybody wins. Pool, the sexiest sport.
It is, right?
There's balls everywhere. There's a lot of leaning.
But it's not sexy if you're like, I'm not a ball person. What if you're a eunuch? You're like, oh, this game reminds me of what I've lost.
There's lots of pockets.
2 shot. Oh my God. Let's start talking about the Deadpool trailer
Yes.
right now.
Right up Main Street.
Fun as fuck.
Totally.
There it is. We're done.
I know.
Go watch it right now. It's fantastic. Look, I'm going to say it here, and it's not like, fucking I've got the necessarily the say so here, but
You can. It's your show.
I'll try. And I'm speaking for all the internet, if not all of humanity, when I say this.
Please do.
It's time to fucking let up on Ryan Reynolds for the Green Lantern, because he's fucking over-delivered on this Deadpool film. I haven't even seen it, and based on the trailers alone, I'm like, this may be the greatest motion picture ever made. It's crazy. The tone is pitch perfect. He is perfectly cast. The costume looks fucking great. Colossus is in it in the latest trailer. There's an X-Men like reference. He calls him an X. Don't get all X-Men or something like that.
Yeah. I'm
Good
fine.
times.
I'm being a good boy.
And what is he? He's not bi. He's pansexual as well.
Oh.
This
Are
is
they
the
doing
fucking.
that?
I don't know if they're doing it in the movie, but
Or just Ryan Reynolds appeals to all things.
no. I think the character in the books is meant to be pansexual. I don't know if they're going to do it in the movie. I fucking hope so.
I mean,
because
at
right
this
now
point,
they're
why
breaking
not?
every taboo. Exactly. They've even got a Stan Lee cameo as well.
Aww.
Come on, dude.
Sweet Stan.
So this movie looks phenomenal.
Yeah. I feel
Who's
like
the director? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who?
Tim Miller.
Tim Miller.
Tim Miller.
I don't know him.
What did Tim Miller do?
Not familiar with
Tim-
what else he's done.
Tim
What's
the
the
Enchanter.
He's the one who did the internet video that leaked a couple years ago.
Oh.
What you can't hear, ladies and gentlemen, is our producer telling us things off mic as we mutter amongst ourselves.
In the old days, we'd have like the earbud in.
Yeah,
It's like he says it there, and I
as
hear
you can
it
see, no mic.
No, just
Now it's all words on screens. Tim Miller, man, I'm pretty sure he's sitting around going, "Who am I? Who are you? Fuck you, you fat asshole. I'm the motherfucker making the movie you say you're willing to fucking suck dick to see." I didn't say that, but I will say that right now.
all right, fair enough.
Looks fucking crazy.
I like
good.
that it's opening, I think, middle of February, which is like the Kingsman slot now, which is the
Ah.
super fun comic book movie slot.
Was that also Fox?
It was also Fox.
So they've claimed that window.
They've claimed like Valentine's Day.
They're like Christmas 2, like the old Santa Claus movie. Dudley Moore's behind all this.
Yeah,
I know.
like they had to
Or
give
John
up
Lithgow.
Martin Luther King Day because you need like an inspirational black sports movie to open Martin Luther King Day.
So what are they? So they're leaving. Deadpool is going to be it for this year. They're like, you will never see
That's
a more
your
inspirational.
Well, he's kind of black.
He's got red on him.
Red Lives Matter.
What'd he do?
He did the title sequences for Thor: The Dark World.
This is his first directorial debut?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so
bad.
everyone will forgive us for not knowing who. So the director of Deadpool did opening title sequences for some Marvel movies.
I mean, way to step up.
And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit if the dude is like, prior to this job, they were like, oh, he's moving boxes at Cumberland Farms. That trailer looks amazing. That trailer looks like fucking, like, I've been making movies 22 years. I look at that trailer, I'm like, might as well fucking stop. Every critic on the planet is like, yeah, dude, if that's what Deadpool trailer does, hopefully the movie will make you fucking kill yourself. It may. It looks that good.
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah. That kid's starting at the top. This Tim Miller kid. This
Yeah.
kid, he's got the world by the balls. I don't know who he is, but he's got the world by the balls.
And I hate him. I hate all
Probably
of
way
them.
adult, too. He's got to be older, right?
Let's
They don't
hope.
give kids Deadpool, do they?
I mean, I don't know, dude. They used to give kids out of film school just everything.
It's true, man. It's true. Talented kids. Not
Theoretically.
not some kids who dropped out of film school. Some of us they didn't give shit to. All right, man. So that trailer looks really, really great.
Yes.
You know, more of that. Fucking
Please.
more like I've seen. We talked about the trailer for X-Men Apocalypse. If you can get Deadpool that right,
Yes.
can't you get the look of Apocalypse?
Oh, maybe
Isn't
they
that
wanted
big
to fix
chin?
it in post, and the post-fixing didn't happen.
Is that still
Just
to
yet.
come?
No. It is what it is.
We don't have to fucking kick them and raise. We don't have to put someone down to raise somebody up. But it is the same studio.
It totally is. Based, technically the same franchise.
Look, I ain't seen the movie yet, but I'm just saying, hire that T.J. Miller boy, this 12-year-old wonder kid, whoever he is,
From Kansas.
to direct every movie. This movie looks so fucking good. It's crazy. It really looks like, how is this movie not going to make $500 million?
Because it's rated R.
I don't give a shit. Fuck that. That's weak. But you're right. That might be. Well, maybe it'll be like the new 300, where suddenly
be.
they're like, "Oh my god,
This
I
is
don't care if
amazing."
it's R, more of this." And then we can get an R-rated Batman movie and shit.
Then
where
you
it's
know
like,
what happens after
"I'm gonna
that?
Beat you with my dick."
If Deadpool works, DC does Lobo. That's my guess.
Really?
I feel like Lobo is the toughest one to crack because it's so fucking violent and it's so out there and it's so cartoonishly adult that somebody's got to tread those waters first. I feel like if Deadpool works, like, do it. We don't care. Intergalactic bounty hunter? Sure. Planets exploding? Why not?
Let's do that. All right, let's spitball here.
All right.
If Deadpool works, what does that enable others to do? Like, if you were, I've made you the mayor of Hollywood.
Yes, please.
You're allowed to name all. You're now allowed to pick any project you want. In that realm, like weirdest, because you fucking made Deadpool and because people are like you cracked the code. What is the next thing that's like, holy shit, Deadpool? Without Deadpool, that wouldn't have been possible.
I mean, weirdly enough, in another world, I would have said Judge Dredd, but they made a Judge Dredd movie that's actually really good.
That Judge Dredd movie was fucking good. Man.
really
if you haven't
strong.
seen it, see it. Oh my god, it was good.
But yeah, just that like outlandish sensibility, like trying to push that edge. Like, I don't know, Booster Gold is a thing you could maybe do feature-wise. Not as violent, but
You can get away with
definitely-
Booster Gold now, though. It's not like Booster Gold fits into forgive me, I don't want to get crucified, but a Buffy-ish template of jokes while we have adventures and shit like that, which I'm sure predates Buffy, but that's kind of the go-to reference for that. I think you got to go something where you're like, I never thought they could fucking do that. Man Thing, fucking Swamp Thing. What Swamp Thing they have done?
I remember liking Martial Law. Did you ever read Martial Law?
Yes. Holy shit! What
That
a
would
great
be
fucking
amazing.
pull, man.
That would be
What was his
amazing.
name? Kevin.
It's like,
God, the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin
Maybe I'm
Mills.
wrong. Was it
Kevin Mills?
or Kevin O'Neill? Was
Kevin,
it?
fuck.
You know what I'm
Mills
saying?
and O'Neill are the credits, but I don't remember the first names.
Oh my god, I haven't thought about this book in such a dog's age. This is fucking what? Say it again. Martial Law.
Martial Law.
What a great book and what a great pull, Marc. So smart. it's a fantastic, like, in the vein of the Brat Pack, another great fucking book. You know, a kind of skewed look at superheroes, but the art and the ultra violence and the sex. Names?
Writer is Pat Mills.
Pat Mills.
Artist is Kevin O'Neill.
Kevin O'Neill.
First published in 87.
In when?
Nice. 87.
87. This is going back to the glorious 80s, kids. We can make a comic. After The Dark Knight Returns, people were like, fuck it, let's just... And in fact, I believe it was a response to The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes,
Martial
definitely
law.
post that. The other thing I would do, in the same vein of Deadpool, is I would find a way to do another Tank Girl movie.
Oh! You're absolutely right.
Like, I feel that in a world where...
Go give him a single. It's so beautiful what he's saying.
Where Mad Max works, where like Rey is the biggest character in Star Wars, where you can push the boundaries of taste and violence and sex and language and all of that shit, like you could actually do a Tank Girl movie today that totally resonates.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And people would fucking line up to see that movie in this day and age. You do the effects right and stuff like that. Yeah, look at it, just living on that single. I was getting jealous. I was like, do I get any camera time? What two excellent polls, dude. I wish you were in charge of shit, man. Oh my God.
I mean,
and
if you
even
could
if
do
you can't
Deadpool
see those
again.
movies, go look at both of those books right now.
Oh God.
Tank Girl was what? Jamie
Hewlett.
Hewlett?
Yeah.
God, you're fucking... You're scratching at the door of my distant fucking collecting memories, man, where I'm like, oh my God.
My proto-dinosaur brain is kicking into gear.
Oh, I loved Martial Law, dude. That's a good book. Fool Killer. I wish Marvel would do Fool Killer.
Okay.
That was a pretty good book. I wish DC or, you know, maybe they will get to it. Remember Vigilante in DC?
Oh, yes.
And at the end of the run, spoilers, kids, if you've never fucking read it. I mean, I'm not saying go read it. It's indispensable, but it's fucked up at the end of the run. He was like, what's the point? He's fucking killed himself. Holy shit. Make that fucking movie, man. And they're like, why? The franchise dies.
It's okay.
I was like, well, you could fucking fuck with things, and then he becomes Dead Man. Boom.
Nice.
That's next, bitch.
Totally.
If you can do, what were we talking about? Deadpool. Ain't no way you can't fucking do Dead Man.
I wonder about The Boys. Do you think The Boys will ever get off the ground? The Garth Ennis?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because somebody had it. It had been optioned a while ago.
I don't understand why Mark Millar doesn't take, you know, like Garth. I always think of Mark Millar and Garth Ennis, like comics-wise. Mark Millar happens after Garth. And I, you know, I'm not like, he owes this guy. But Mark Millar is very successful in the fucking flicks. If I was him, I'd be like, we gotta fucking start the Ennis train, man. Garth Ennis was like the guy before the guys, like in comics. Like, did a tremendous fucking job. He needs to be working in flicks. And maybe he's just like, I don't want to work in flicks. I can do whatever I want. Exactly. It's like I can do whatever I want in fucking comics.
I mean, he's got Preacher coming next year, so...
It's true. Finally. Yeah, that's true. There was Rachel Talalay. It just goes back to fucking Tank Girl. Rachel Talalay, the director of Tank Girl, wanted to direct the Preacher movie.
Right.
And at one point, me and Scott Mosier were attached as producers. We met with Garth and Steve Dillon. And, you know, we were like, dude, we got no juice in this business whatsoever, but whatever, if we can help, throw our names on it and shit. And it never went, like, it was, you know, this was 1999, 2000.
Wow.
So I remember Bob Weinstein, though, like, I was like, Bob, we got to do this because he had Dimension. He had done The Crow. So I was like, this is Preacher, dude. This is fucking, you got to read this, man. This is fucking the next level shit. And he fucking read it, and the next day he's like, Kevin, I don't, this is not The Crow. The Crow I get. This is not The Crow. He was right, Mark. It's not The Crow. It wasn't The Crow. He had me there. Sure. His point, I believe, was that The Crow is very easy to understand.
Totally.
Like, my girlfriend's killed, and you're gonna be in trouble. Now he's the Crow, the fucking Crow. Emo Crow, I should have said. Fuck.
It's okay.
That was a simple concept. Vengeance, come back from the
Death
grave.
Wish. We get this.
And not too much costumery and stuff. This was in the touchy late 90s, early 2000s when the costume, what are you crazy? Only Merchant Ivory movies get costumes.
Yes,
superheroes wear spandex.
This was like just pre-Matrix, where the costume was a black leather trench coat until people started to shoot up schools wearing black leather trench coats.
Yeah, and then they're like, we better put these people in their weird, crazy comic book outfits because nobody will ever go into a public place dressed like that. And if they do, you'll be like, keep an eye on that person.
That one, no.
Maybe that's why it all happened. Fucking Fat Man on Batman Investigates. There's some award-winning journalism coming out of this show.
Right now we're gonna purr happily on the scene.
I think going back to the Deadpool trailer, you're right, man. They cracked this fucking movie. Like, there's nothing you really can't do at this point.
And then you can
Especially
make those
with
movies for
strange
grown-ups. For grown-ups. And that be your target audience.
There was a movie that just came out this year because, you know, I was looking through the list of movies because next episode we're going to do our top 10 2015 movie list.
Yes.
So, not to say these are the best fucking films. These are the films I like the most. Gotta get careful, people shit.
Not best.
Plus, I got friends, dude, who like put movies out and they're like, I wasn't on the list.
Oh, I know.
Shit like that. So
I know a bunch of guys who run TV shows where it's like, can't say it was lovely.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I don't take offense to that. I know I see a lot of people like filmmakers do year-end lists in years that I have movies, and I'm never like, no Tusk? Like, no fucking Tusk, you piece of shit.
Red State was great.
You had your reward. You made fucking Tusk. That's what they say. In any event, why did I bring that up? 2015, we're talking.
And we're looking forward in the next episode.
Oh, I was looking at the list of movies. There's this one movie that I didn't hear about coming out, but I'm like, holy shit, To Hell and Back? It's a stop motion movie. Looks like by some of the cats that work on Robot Chicken.
Oh, really?
And it's about like three dudes who, like, the synopsis sounded fucking incredible. And I'm like, why don't I know about It's the problem. There's so much content that comes out on a regular basis, dude, that it's like, you can't consume it all.
No.
Like, I don't even know why I bother trying anymore, because that's what I like about podcasts, and particularly the audio podcast. You can just make it, leave it, and not worry. Like, someone will get to it eventually.
Oh, yeah.
When you make a movie, you spend a lot of money and shit. There's like, hey, man, we got to get people to show up to make the money back and stuff. There's a sense of like, we've got this little window to do it all. Podcast is just like, leave it there. Somebody will find it.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt Meyer the other day about James Bonding podcast. He's like, yeah, we're done, but people are still downloading stuff. Like, people are still discovering it, even though there's no movie coming out. We're not making any more of these.
You ain't kidding. But there's so much content at this point. It's crazy. It's tough to sift through it all, man. Hopefully this show can be a bit of help for some cats. But we can't even help ourselves. I didn't even know. This is a movie, I think it's called To Hell and Back. I don't even know if that's the title. But I should have known about this movie. It sounds like my kind of fucking flick. Like, it's claymation or stop motion, and three buddies like make a drunken kind of pact with each other, and like one of them breaks it and gets dragged to hell.
Excellent.
And so the other two have to go to hell to get him back.
Aw.
Come on, like that
Why
sounds
not?
fucking.
Done.
Oh my God, hire me to sell the movie next time. I'll go out there. I just read a synopsis. I was like, this seems like the greatest film ever made. I know I said that about Deadpool, but this may be it as well.
This film I haven't seen might be the greatest film ever made.
Live in hope, die in despair, kids. That's how I live. But check that movie out, too. I'm going to go find it and fucking look at it.
We'll report back.
What else we going to do? That's not, wait, was there anything
Was there a
else?
Star Wars Force Awakens record?
Let's talk about Star Wars. How can we not talk about Star Wars, kids? I don't know if you know this, but there's a new Star Wars movie out.
Yeah, it happened.
It broke all kinds of records. All the records it broke. Mark, tell them what it broke. Let it be broke.
The big one
Is
so far, fastest movie to $1 billion in history.
that's probably the easiest one. Like, honestly, all the other records they're great,
Right.
but it's just like that tells the fucking story right there. Fastest movie in history to reach $1 billion.
Yeah.
There's a website, what is it, box office?
Mojo?
That does these side-by-side comparisons they do of movies. They do these movie races where it's like, sometimes it's a movie and its sequel.
Right.
And when its sequel comes out, they're tracking its grosses versus the grosses of the original and stuff. They did one for Force Awakens and Avatar.
Ooh.
Because
That's the race.
and that's way up top of the mountain, man. And
2.7 billion, I think, is Avatar.
is that where they are?
I think so.
I thought it was like 2.7. That's
so.
a fucking climb. But
Yes.
they're already at $1 billion.
They're already
in
at
what,
$1 billion.
10 fucking days?
10 days.
Okay. And it's not like we've all seen it and we're done. Like I've seen it 3 fucking times. Other people are going back multiple times. But Avatar at this point in its box office run was at like 474. Now granted, you got to do
Right.
adjusted grosses, ticket prices, more, blah, blah, blah. But it was Avatar. It wasn't like Titanic. So the ticket prices weren't that fucking far apart.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, looks like Star Wars has a really fucking good chance of being the #1 movie of all time.
And it hasn't opened in China yet, which is the second biggest market in the world.
Oh my lord! So at that point,
Right.
they fuel inject the box office and shit. It's like, and they fuck for like 8 more hours.
Shiny and chrome.
Witness! Just fucking.
We're going to Valhalla.
It's fucking huge, man. And again, it's deserved. I've seen the movie 3 times. It holds up. And some people are like, "Fuck you, you're a shill." I'm not a shill. I am. You know what? You're absolutely right. I'm a shill for things that I dig, and I dig this fucking movie. I ain't making apologies for that. I'm a 45-year-old man. At this point in my life, I'm really not apologizing because I like Star Wars a lot, especially because I built a fucking career on it. For Christ's sakes, Jesus. But it holds up, dude. Three viewings. Yeah. Last time I saw a movie 3 times in a theater, it wasn't even my own. How sad is that? Was Dark Knight
Rises?
Yeah. Which I like this way more than that.
Yes.
But I was like, oh my God, fucking bang. I fell in love with that performance. So I saw that 3 times in the theater within the span of 10 days. Same thing here.
Yeah.
And I'll probably see it like a couple more times.
I can't remember the last movie I did see more than once, but it's been a while. It's been a long while.
It's been a while. You know what I saw when I went back this time? When Han Solo running from, what are they, the Raptors or whatever they're called? He's running down the hallway and a big ball is behind him.
Aww.
It seems like
there's a ton of those things.
Whole movie's chock-a-block full of little Easter eggs.
There's like Rey looking at the box that has the lightsaber in it. It is totally the fertility idol shot from Raiders.
Oh, really?
He just pushes in, and he's like right behind it, and he's looking at it.
So that's why everyone's like, it's very Spielbergian and stuff like that.
And it's very Lawrence Kasdanian, because Kasdan also wrote Raiders, and it's got a lot of that pace. It's got a lot of that like drive. And then they stop for like 10 minutes so somebody can tell you plot.
Right.
Like Maz Kanata has this whole scene where her purpose is to just deliver exposition.
Yeah.
The same like those 2 guys who show up with the giant Bible. I'm like, well, there's a thing missing in the desert. What is it? We think Hitler wants it. Why is it so important? They stopped the movie to explain to you everything you need to know. It's an arc. What do you mean it's an arc? What's that? Rays of lightning, Godfire.
Honestly, Mark, I remember their delivery being a lot better than that.
A little bit,
like,
perhaps.
What are we doing? We're going here. What's your name?
You sure?
Jones.
Can
Where's
you get
the arc?
it?
It's
Maybe.
at the Covenant. You're right, dude. You're right. This is why you have a fucking Marc Bernardin. He breaks the shit down to the atomic level, subatomic level, and finds the Spielberg DNA hidden within The Force Awakens.
There's this amazing document online called it's a transcription of the story meeting between George Lucas, Lawrence Kasdan, and Steven Spielberg, where they're basically breaking the story for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This is real?
It's real.
Why?
It's like
somebody because
yeah,
they recorded
back in
it
the
in
day,
the
like
room.
1980, they just had a tape
God.
recorder going. So it's like this 50-page document that's just that conversation.
That is more important than perhaps the fucking Declaration of Independence.
Yes, to me, absolutely. I mean, granted, we will now flash to the alternate universe where there is no Declaration of Independence. We're all in like bondage and it's shitty. But okay.
Both of us together at that point. That was pretty amazing.
What happened? I don't know. Make for a funny movie.
We should have more respect for the Declaration of Independence is what should have happened.
Son of a bitch. But it's astonishing. Like just to watch those 3 guys in a room figure that stuff out. And there is this moment where they're trying to solve the how do we give the audience information about this? And Lucas is like, we're just going to have to lay a bunch of pipe here.
Does he say that?
He's like, we're just going to have to lay a bunch of story pipe.
Oh my God, that's so sexy.
It really is. The sexiest Lucas has ever been.
We're going to have to lay some pipe and lay it hard. We'll lay it with force. Pun intended. As the creator of something. You don't have to explain your joke, George.
You're right, okay. I do every other time.
Shut up, Steven. Wow, man. I would like to read that.
Look it up. There's a PDF totally floating around online.
Which means I bet you there's a recording somewhere.
There's gotta be.
Those cats, like those cats are like if I'm those cats, I'm not doing a show online. So I'm happier that I'm not those cats. I think most days. But if I was those cats, like I would wring out every fucking nickel in terms of like, hey man, we know you would love to hear the story meeting that created Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. So
animated by ILM's finest.
Oh my God, a cartoon. You're absolutely right. They can make it relevant. If you make it a cartoon, then you could sell it. I was just gonna like put it up on a podcast. They could have done like the George and Stephen podcast, something like this.
Well, you know that, like, given that apparently there are still like chunks of Arcana from the Star Wars shoot that show up on subsequent DVD and Blu-ray pressings or whatever. Every time it's never before seen behind the scenes footage. It's like it's been 40 fucking years. How have we not seen all this?
Every once in a while, somebody unearths something.
Yeah, they just drag something out. So I'm sure that, like, for the next Blu-ray pressing of the Indiana Jones quadrilogy, septilogy, whatever it's going to be, that'll end up on there somewhere.
Remember that movie with, was it Mr. Banks, Saving Mr. Banks or whatever? They had the audio at the end of the movie of the Sherman brothers and the lady who wrote Mary Poppins and her, like, fucking talking. And she sounded like Emma Thompson's character, like, very much like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Somebody had a fucking microphone on that.
That's amazing.
It's crazy, man. Like, kids, put a microphone on everything.
It's whatever.
Your parents' room so you can hear Nookie, but just conversations you have with your friends.
Body cameras. Come on, guys.
Yes. In a world of body cameras, body microphones.
Yes.
Because everybody's a billion good ideas you can counter every fucking day. You hear something, you forget to write it down.
And when you get to be famous, you can just sell this shit.
Play it all back, right? Ring every nickel, kids. Shy of going to the Burbank Hotel and signing autographs. That's the last. I'm saving that for my 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Every week, Jason's like, "Let's do it." And I'm like, "No, dude, no. We're gonna save that.
Yes.
For the autumn years.
Yes, when we have car payments to make.
That's it. Go to Two Shot. Heavens. That's it. That's all the time we got right now. We got way more time. And we're going to put it into a whole different show that you can watch at the beginning of the year, man. Like January 1st, we'll put it up. So you could sit there maybe 2nd or something like that. No, the Monday after January 1st. There you go.
Whatever day that is.
Yeah. Maybe Sunday if you're good.
Math.
But the idea will be for us to look at our favorite movies of 2015. Yes. So come watch and compare notes with us and be like, you fucking fat jackass, that movie sucked. Or, hey, you fat jackass, you hit one, or something like that. Sometimes positivity's good.
Come witness with us.
Witness! As we go through the list, man.
Yes.
We'll spray our mouths and fucking be like,
spoiler.
Boyhood! That was like last year. We wouldn't do that this year. Boyhood. In any event, come back next episode. Don't forget, man, there's still a podcast, an audio podcast. You could download it at smodcast.com. But come back next week, man. This is the last episode of the year?
It is.
I mean, I know we only started the end of the year, so it's kind of like being a boyfriend all through December, and then on New Year's Eve being like, I love you forever. And like, girls like, we just fucking met, dude. We haven't even done it.
Especially if you're a boyfriend like on the 26th.
Yeah. When
you like post-Christmas, you dodge that. And you're like, we get to spend New Year's together, right?
Yeah, hey, old lang syne. She's like, you didn't even give me a fucking gift.
Dick.
That's what this show is. The dick that gets you a gift. Something. Yeah, man, this is the end of the year. Thanks for hanging with us. I've had a good time.
It's been a blast.
Come on, we're gonna keep doing this, man. I don't care about your hate comments. Read them all below. No, a lot of people seem to like what we're doing.
I don't see a lot of hate.
Well, they'll find us. Sooner or later, the hate always finds us.
Welcome
it's like the Force. It binds us together. That's what the internet's for.
The fabric of humanity is hate.
Come back next episode. We're talking about our favorite movies of 2015, man. Right here on, as you can see, Fat Man on Batman. Same fat time, same fat channel right here at
youtube.com/Kevin Smith.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, click that thing below that says subscribe. Every time you click that, you save a baby kitten from murder.